Hell yes. Podcast Craig in the house. Huh?
We're recording here.
Oh, I've been over here just freestyling, man.
All right. We are live.
Breaker 19 for that Brockway 18-wheeler. Come on, good buddy.
Did I catch a niner in there? Were you calling from a walkie-talkie?
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the being.
Can you imagine if we had these when we were 12?
Whole Apollo program was a complete fabrication.
Even better. We got them when we're 40.
Come ahead on, Bandit. We'll slip you into the rocking chair. Play a little hide and seek. The welcome mat is out and you're coming home.
What's going on, boss man? I like your phone cover, by the way.
Man, that's Amazon special, $14.
I like that color.
It's camouflage.
Well,
it blends in.
We've actually had a lot happen between the last time we've been in here.
This is the first time in 2026. Is that right? Correct?
That is correct. And we've actually gone through Christmas, New Year's, all that.
We swapped around completely, put the table back
We did.
this way instead of this way.
Let us know if y'all like it.
It's been 3 weeks since we've been in.
Yeah, 3 weeks, month.
Probably more than that.
3 or
When
4
was
weeks.
it?
Before Christmas, it's been almost a month.
It was December 12th, actually.
It's been a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the recording.
There's some goose buttons
I remember the date on it.
coming right by the window.
I've had about 50 of them out there lately.
Man, where I've been hunting, there's about a dozen to 15 of them. Man, you'd think it was a 200 down there. There's a little old swamp.
They're so loud.
Man. And that's all I've seen is just one little flock. There's like 12 or 15 of them.
Oh, I gotta have a mic, don't I?
Yeah.
Kind of just lay it down like this.
Well, see, I'm going to get you a little sturdier thing. Because you bad about fiddling with that thing. No.
It's not gonna work.
You hear all that. Well, you don't have headphones on. Don't try your best not to fiddle with it. Because every time you move your hand on that stand,
Oh, yeah.
it comes through the mic.
Can you hear?
No, like that, we're good.
Okay, I'll do this.
Hold it a little bit closer.
My beard hair is gonna tickle it.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Good. It's just
We have to get you some headphones. You can hear everything with these headphones.
yeah,
I'm
like
good.
you can hear all your hand movement, like anything you do, breathing.
Like I said,
I don't want to hear me or y'all breathing.
No, that's fair.
So,
you can be
Craig
smacking.
really don't want to hear nobody breathing.
you know, little sounds like that really get me.
Trigger you.
Actually,
Man,
I'll be getting upset.
I
when
could
she
sit here and
comes-
crunch ice.
I've never understood the ice eating thing.
Case chomps on it and then Ashley, before she
wife-
lays down to bed every night, she takes a drink out of her water, and I call it alligator gulping. It sounds like she swallowed a gallon right then, and just like just little sounds drive me crazy.
Molly eats ice, and I mean, will eat the crap out of ice.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
not an ice eater?
I don't understand how people do it. Like ice cream, right? Like you'll see people chewing on ice cream. I'm like, first of all, what the heck are you chewing on?
I don't chew on ice cream.
Secondly, how is it not hurting your teeth?
I don't know. I tell you what, Case will fix a thing of water and most of the ice, and he chews the ice till it's gone, and it sounds like a horse over there eating.
Now, I have
corn.
seen people, violently chew ice.
Yeah, that's Case.
Oh, there's people that
Daddy
like,
eating a popsicle. That
Like chomping on them.
yes.
and then another pet peeve people have. My grandmother has this pet peeve: shaking the ice in your glass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I've done that at a restaurant.
Well, not like shaking it.
Like
to,
if it's been out and you done walked by 3 or 4 times, just sort of when you just shake
no,
it.
you gonna get 10 cups is what's gonna happen to you. You gonna get every cup you asked, except the cup you asked for. That's what's gonna happen to you. And then he's gonna come over. Never mind, we done told that story 10 million times. But
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily talking about filling it up. Do y'all not
that.
shake y'all's glass like every now and then just to kind of?
With this ice, you just about
do.
have to. I'm not a big straw drinker. Put a straw.
Oh, Molly, she won't drink nothing without a straw.
See, I don't understand. The only way I use a straw is like if you go to the Sonic or something and you order a drink and they've got the cap on it.
Mm-hmm.
I won't take the cap off and drink it. I'll put a straw in it and drink it that way. But if you go to a restaurant and it's open, I'm not going to put a straw in it.
I can't stand when you go to a restaurant and you get the drink and you go to pick it up by the top and they didn't put the lid on all the way.
Yeah.
That drives me insane. Anyway.
I got number 2 the other day. I told you the Jordan story. We was over in the Delta one time eating Mexican. And we was out here the other day eating Mexican. Who was it? It was Jason.
Yeah.
The straw story come up and he needed a straw. I said, man, what do you need a straw for? He said, man, I ain't putting my lips on that glass. I said, you scared them old teeth that's been on that glass gonna be the same one that's been on that fork you putting in your mouth? Most people don't even think about the fork they're
That's
using.
true. I hear people
and he hadn't.
And see, I hardly ever use a straw at a restaurant. But I mean, if it's there and I think about it, I'll put it in there.
I have used one. I'm not 100% anti-straw. I just normally don't use one.
My daddy won't ever use a straw at a restaurant. Like, I don't think I've ever seen my daddy put a straw in his drink at a restaurant.
But what I call Sonic ice, little nugget ice, you might have to shake it because if you don't and your drink gets low, it'll all hit you in the face. It'll all fall down at once.
That's another thing, the Sonic ice. Why does everybody love the Sonic ice?
Because you can chew it up, and eat it. But if you're not an ice eater, you probably don't like Sonic ice.
Molly went and bought an ice maker that made Sonic ice one time, and used it until it broke.
Oh, it'll change your life, actually.
See, I hate the tiny ice.
We had one till it quit, and I mean, so me and Case decided we don't know how we lived without it, and now we don't have it now, and it'll change your life, though.
If you drink from a straw, the tiny ice makes sense. If you don't drink from a straw, what I can't stand is drinking and swallowing the ice at the same time. That's truly why I don't put ice in my drinks. That, and it waters down carbonated drinks very quickly.
You're real strange.
I don't put ice in mine. But what people don't realize is if you go to a restaurant and get it out of the thing, it's cold. Like it's refrigerated cold. Like it goes through, I only know this because I worked at a restaurant. It goes through it
ain't cold enough.
A coal, I promise you. It's like refrigerated cold because it goes through a coal of nitrogen oxide. Like it literally cools it instantly.
It's not cold enough, Craig.
No, it's not cold enough. I need ice.
I can't take it because it waters it down. Like it's like as soon as you put that ice in there, like the clock has started. Of eventually, this is going to taste like whoever's tap water I just got this from.
I ain't never waited around that long to be gone before it gets that point.
Well, it happens quick, in my experience, and so now I literally, when I order a drink, I tell them no ice. There you go. Well, how was y'all's Christmas?
Survived. It was good.
We ain't even talked about Christmas. Well, what did y'all do for Christmas?
It was pretty uneventful. Not a whole lot. They didn't travel anywhere or anything. Just sort of
Santa Claus, Jesus, food. I tell you this, Christmas Eve, after I got home from church Christmas Eve, I didn't leave this property for 5 days. Looked at Life 360 and I hadn't left in 5 days. I don't even think
You have a Life 360?
Yeah, I don't think.
dang buzzards done started circling him.
Yeah. So
Well, you got a Life 360.
I didn't do much. I didn't do much either.
You ain't that old.
this cat don't even know what Life 360 is.
I thought it was like the button you press.
That's
when you're
life.
falling and you can't get up.
That's Life Alert, man.
I thought it was the same thing.
No, Life 360 is like a tracking app. I bet you got it.
Probably don't. He ain't got no kids. old enough for nothing.
No, well, Molly has my location turned on my phone. To where, and they're like weird about that. Molly and her family is super weird about the location. They look at each other's location, I swear to gosh, at least once every 2 hours. Just to look, and they'll text each other, "Why are you at so-and-so?"
Yeah.
I'm
Craig don't have that in his life.
No, I don't. My parents, my brother, and my sister-in-law, they're all on a Life 360 group. And they wanted me to join their group, and I said, no, thanks.
I just now got that.
It's not like that I am going anywhere that is a big secret. It's just like, I don't need nobody keep an eye on me 24/7. I said, if y'all don't see me or hear from me in about a week,
We'll find you.
yeah, come
Start
out looking.
Oh,
Start
I
looking.
agree. I think it's the dumbest thing in the world, but they will sit there and they will get all up in the air with one another. If one of them accidentally turns their sharing off or something happens to it, no lie, 2 weeks ago, my mother-in-law and my father-in-law were sitting in the car, and my father-in-law was like, sitting right beside my mother-in-law, "Why can't I see your location right now?"
But are they on Life 360?
No, it's just on their phones. Like, share your location on your phone.
It becomes a habit. It's just like checking social media or checking Facebook. You'll do the same thing. You'll go to that app and say, I wonder where Will's at.
And look at the
Well,
location.
Will's at Dollar General.
I guess I don't know. But
I just don't give a shit where anybody's
that's
at.
what
I
I'm
guess.
saying. I guess I just don't care because I ain't never looked at nobody's location one damn time on my phone
I ain't either.
unless, Molly.
I can see the girls, but it's not live. I can see theirs on the Snapchat map, but it's not live. If they ain't used Snapchat in 2 or 3 hours, it just shows where they at 2 or 3 hours ago. That's close enough for me. They let me know if they're going somewhere. I don't need to track.
So Snapchat will show you?
They got a map if you share your location on there.
I didn't know that. I've never used Snapchat. I mean, I've never downloaded Snapchat.
But yeah, I don't really care where anybody's at.
Yeah, I don't.
The girls, if they're going somewhere, they'll normally let me know.
Yeah, but they have to know where each other. And another weird thing, my sister-in-law and my wife call each other every night. Every night.
I'm not a phone talker. John Paul will probably tell you that. I won't just sit there. If me and you talk, pretty much we're talking, it's gone. But some people sit on the phone. My brother can sit on the phone for like an hour at a time talking to somebody, and they'll sit there in silence for a couple minutes and not say anything. I'm like, that's when you say bye.
All right. So
it's like,
this is a problem.
Are y'all still thinking of stuff to talk about, or?
So that is what they will do. They will call it. They will FaceTime each other. Okay? This is no lie. I can't tell you how many times this has happened to me since, 2016 when me and Molly got married. I'll be walking through my house. Hadn't heard anybody say a dang thing.
But they're on the phone.
And then I'll hear, "Hey, Will." And it'll scare the crap out of me.
It's just like
And it'll be Miles sitting
like
right up there on the counter.
They're hanging out with you, but they're not there.
I'm like, what are y'all doing? Why are y'all on the phone if you're not going to say anything? This is weird.
Jason will do that. Jason will call me sometimes, and it'll get to the point where he's done talked about what he called to talk about, and it'll just be sitting there like,
"What we doing?"
And I'll tell him, all right, well, I'm gone. Bye.
And see, I'm one of them people, I can't, which I think we all know.
I would 99% rather you just text me.
See, I'm the exact opposite.
And it needs to be short text, like.
Oh, Will can't do that.
Oh, no,
Will can't short text nothing.
When you're in that group and you see them bubbles pop up on Will's text, you like, it's coming.
Well, the reason is because I would rather talk on the phone Because I'm like, man, I could say all this, and I say that I could say all that in 5 minutes. We all know if I get on the phone, I'm going to talk for 3 hours.
You could get on there. You can hit that microphone and just talk, and it's pretty close. As long as you can.
I probably need to start doing it because I absolutely.
As long as you can enunciate
hate
pretty good.
texting. Like I cannot it's another thing with me. I just don't get why people have to just sit there and text somebody all the daggum time. Like call them. Like whatever you're talking about. Now if you're me, you can't get off the phone unless somebody forces you off the phone. I can talk.
People used to talk. I mean, it's just changed. I mean, back before text, people, that's all you had to do was you had to call if you wanted somebody. But since text came around, people don't call anymore.
I mean, you used to have to remember people's numbers. You know?
I know people, they won't answer the phone, but if you text them, they'll respond immediately.
Yeah. And see, I'm about the opposite. I respond to y'all too, and truthfully, he had to get on to me at the beginning of it because I just suck at texting back. And now I text y'all too much.
Yeah, you'll break out that paragraph in a heartbeat.
And you know what? I can't stand doing it. I really can't. But
and then John Paul comes back with that okay.
Yeah, and it kills me every time. It drives me up the wall.
I would think it'd be worse if he just hit the K.
Yeah.
And left the O off of it.
Yeah. He does. He'll hit me with that almost every time. Anything else happened over the Christmas break?
No, like I said, it was pretty uneventful. We had a nice Christmas. Didn't do anything for New Year's that I know of. Like I said, I stayed home. I think I was in the bed at like 8 o'clock on New Year's. People would ask to get out, and I said, nah.
I think I was
in bed at 9:30.
I was woke up. We got some, I'm pretty sure that's who it was, is some Mexicans live across the woods on the other road from us. And I'm pretty sure there was some ammunition fire mixed in with the fireworks.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
You know, I seen several people. I didn't hear anybody around here, but I seen a couple on videos on TikTok and stuff.
They got caught bullets.
Got hit in the head with bullets coming back down.
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
You know, in the Middle East, that's how they celebrate weddings and everything. They go out there and they shoot.
Well, they say in like Greenwood and Cleveland, some of those places, they said they was going wild, just gunshots.
Just
all
shooting
over.
up in there.
Yeah.
Good for the ammunition business.
Yes.
Yeah. We actually, on my birthday, that Christmas week was insanity at my house. And it happens every freak. I had a preacher tell me before me and Molly got married when we were doing the marriage counseling. It was her youth ministry, is what it was, or children's ministry from her church. He told us, and I didn't believe him, not 1 second. He said the hardest thing you will go through in your marriage is dealing with in-laws and holidays. And I laughed, because I could care less. Let me tell you.
Get yourself in trouble.
Yeah, I won't say nothing.
Go on, spit it out.
Well, I'll just say, because they both know. My mother and my wife, every year. They're so, and then what's funny is, it's not funny, because it gets out of hand. But they're so passive-aggressive with one another. Like, my mom will text Molly, because, see, we don't do Christmas at my parents' house on Christmas Day anymore. Reason is Molly decided we've got 2 small children. She wants to spend Christmas at our house on Christmas morning. Well, my family does Christmas on Christmas morning on my mom's side. And every year, it's actually been at our house for the past 6 or 7 years, but Molly decided she didn't want to do that anymore. I don't care, truthfully. But they do, and they always get in an argument over it. But this year, we went to Hattiesburg the weekend before Christmas.
Hattiesburg.
Did I say that wrong?
It just drug it out just a minute. You made sure you enunciated everything in it.
There you go. We went to Hattiesburg, stayed. There you go. Stayed 2 nights there. Came home, Christmas and all that unfolds. which, by the way, I got my first experience as a dad putting together a trampoline
Yeah.
in the middle of the night. And I told Molly once I started, I was like, this will either be done in 30 minutes or I will be out here at daylight. Which one do y'all think it was?
Daylight.
I was out there at daylight and my neighbor laughing his butt off at me, putting that trampoline together. But the Chinese started out.
I don't miss those days.
The Chinese started out all right. Because I was hoping when I got to that rail system or the frame that it was just a little snap buttons. And it was. I was like, okay, man, you hooked me up.
We
Until, I put every spring on by myself, which I'm a little feller. And when you get to the last few springs,
That's tough.
things get hard. But then they had that net, right? Like, I've never had a trampoline with a net, which, by the way, how I'm not dead from a trampoline, because the things my brother used to do to me on a trampoline, I mean, soccer bop 'em. I used to go flying, like, 20 yards off of a trampoline, up flat on my back, and be pissed off because he just knocked me off and got right back on there and did it again. But
You're a minute and 20.
anyway, all that to say, I had a time putting together a trampoline.
Oh, it gets better. The girls got a. I guess
so
it was. I guess you would call it like a wood kitchen.
Yeah.
Had the stove and it had a refrigerator. It seemed like it had an oven, but and admittedly, everything. I mean, the instructions were just spot on. Everything went together. It's just those instructions were long, and it was about 1,000 pieces.
I put one just like it together.
I didn't think I was ever going to get that thing together. And then you got to put it together on the floor, and once you get it put together, you can't hardly get up off the floor.
Was it plastic or was it the wood one?
This was wood.
Yeah, that's what I had.
I thought of a very lucrative
I mean,
business.
it was well built, and all the holes matched up. All the parts was there. Everything went together smooth.
It just takes
It
forever.
was just forever. Everything. I'm talking about there wasn't nothing put together. Knob stickers, not nothing. Everything was
Me
just
and
as simple.
Steele and I think Mary Carter, she got something like that for Christmas, and we put it together on the carport out there. It was a chore with all four of us working
Well,
on it.
this was one of those that I'd put together Christmas Eve night or whatever, where it'd be put together for Christmas morning or whatever. It was in the wee hours of the morning before I got done.
Well, that trampoline, the net, which I told Molly before I started the net was going to be my downfall. I already know. I'm going to get to that net, and I'm going to think I've got it made, and then my whole world's going to be ruined. And sure enough, I got to the net, and you know what you had to do? You had to weave a string, a nylon string, a 4mm nylon string through every single spring hook attachment thing on, like, you know how it's got that little loop? You had to run the little string up through the loop, run it through the net, through it, and then back through it, then back through the spring loop. All 250 times. That right there took 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
And that was me just, I mean, hell, I felt like I was in a daggum knitting class before I was over with. But we got her did. And then after that, on my birthday's the day after Christmas, I'm at Walmart talking to him, texting him about something. Case. My wife calls me, and this is just the craziness that she does to me. Says, hey, Misty, my sister-in-law, my other sister-in-law, the one that she is not her sister, it's her brother's wife, calls and says, we got a condo at Orange Beach. We've got plenty of room. It's free if y'all want to come for 4 days or 3 days. Well, so then my wife calls me and was like, we're going. I'm at Walmart. It's 8 o'clock at night on my birthday. So guess what I got to do for the next 5 hours? Pack my truck up and then drive 5 more hours after that. So I had and we came back on that Sunday. So we left that Thursday, came back at Sunday.
I did have. I told John. I don't think I told you this, but I did tell John Paul about it. I did have an interesting tire story. It happened at Walmart. We'd put tires on Kobe's vehicle.
You said tire?
Tires, set of tires. So anyway, we checked around several spots, and everybody was going to order them, and it was about twice the price. Anyway, we got on Walmart, and there was a tire on there they had on special. Good looking tire. Anyway, long story short, they was about half price of what everybody else basically order them. This was on like a Wednesday. So you pay for them online. They scheduled to come in to the store. I guess they ship from whatever store they're in stock at.
Mm-hmm.
And on her car, the rear tires are different size than front size tires. So one set come in at Thursday. Well, you paid for them on a Wednesday. Set the tires come in at Thursday. I'd set my appointment up for like 7 o'clock that Friday morning.
Mm-hmm.
First appointment, it was available. Well, I hunt that Thursday morning, so I'm in the deer stand 6:15, 6:30, somewhere. I get a text, said your appointment's been canceled. What it was, 2 tires came in, 2 tires didn't. So anyway, when I got out of the woods, I called, and they tracked them, and they said they're coming out of somewhere in Tennessee. I forgot where it was. Said they'd be here Friday. So Friday came. So about 11 o'clock, they said they'd be there around lunch. So anyway, Daddy he was hanging around. I said, you want to ride to Walmart? He said, what are you going to do? I said, I'm finna go down and get them tires. I said, I'm going to go on down there. You got 2. I said, I'm thinking, get down there at 11 o'clock, get down there a little early, then get started on the 2 that's in. And by the time they get those done, maybe the other 2 just sort of trying to head it off. Well, on the way down there, I got a notification on the app or whatever that the other 2 tires had beat us down there.
So they came that day.
They came that day. And so we get there, and it was confusion because the 2 tires or whatever didn't show up. So long story short, after I finally made them understand, hey, 2 tires came in, 2 tires come in that Friday. They get us checked in, and they got a little, when they set you up, you get text alerts. So anyway, we start walking through Walmart, just wandering around, walking up down the aisle. So I got a text after we'd been in there about 10 minutes that they'd already pulled the car back in the shop. So we picked up a few items, wasn't much, got done, checked out, just went back there, just sitting in there, and one of the guys told me to come back there. Well, I get back there, and on that particular car, it don't have lug nuts, it's got lug bolts that screw into the hub.
Okay.
So they had done wrong, we won't call him, I called him old Ricky Retard. Anyway, he had done ugga-dug that lug nut to the point that it just done rounded off. Then he kept asking me, he asked me.
Is it one of them ones that has a lock on it?
No, it doesn't have a lock. I mean, he sat there and spun on it till he ruined it, till it rounded it off. Anyway, he keeps asking me, what do you want me to do with these 2 tires? I said, what do you mean, what do you want me to do with these 2 tires? He said, well, we can't put them on. I said, well, I've paid y'all to put them on. I said, y'all just going to mess my lug nut up and just... So anyway, the little manager, he comes out. He said, if you can carry it somewhere and get that lug nut off, he said, you know anybody? I said, man, I'm not from Grenada. I said, I can call Gateway out here. And I'd actually called Gateway over there to, and this is by not a promotion. We'll get to that in a minute on Gateway in Grenada, Mississippi. But anyway, I done called them, and they were about twice the price. But the biggest thing on them, they were going to be like the next week before they got the tires in there. So anyway, I called, and I said, man, I hate to even call over. I didn't buy the tires from y'all. Got a lug nut that they can't get off. And I said, can y'all get it off? He said, yeah, ain't no problem. He said, if you didn't buy it, that ain't no problem. We'll do it. So anyway, I told the guys at Walmart, I said, hey, I'm finna run over at Lakeway, get the lug nut off, bring it back. So I get over at Lakeway, walk in, lady at the counter. And again, this is Lakeway, Grenada, Mississippi, for anybody that's shopping over there. Y'all take heed. I told them when I left there, y'all never get a good rating out of me. And it's coming. So anyway, I asked the lady at the counter up there, I said, I called over and spoke to some guy. I said, I can't remember his name. I said, about a lug nut, need to get off my car. They said, bring it over here. So anyway, I see her. She walks back in the shop, glass windows. You can see back there. Well, she comes back up there and she said, she asked what kind of car it was. And I told her, said, come back up. And she said, oh, we can't. He said he can't mess with that one because it doesn't have lug nuts. It's got lug bolts. He's scared he might mess the hub up. I was like, there's no way you can mess the hub up. I said, can you see if he'll just come out here and look at what I've got here? So anyway, she walks back out there and immediately comes back up. She says, sir, he said, and I just stopped her right there. I said, ma'am, you don't have to say anything else. I said, y'all told me that you could do it. I could come over here. And I said, I said, I'm sitting here looking at him. I said, he won't even come out here and look and see what it's. I said, don't worry about it. I said, I won't never step foot back in this place.
And that was at Lakeway?
Lakeway in Grenada, Mississippi. And I said, everybody that I talked to. Gateway.
You keep saying Lakeway.
Gateway in Grenada, Mississippi.
Okay.
Yeah, because there is a Lakeway.
I said, everybody I talk to in my life will get a bad review from y'all. Wouldn't even walk out there and look at it. I can understand if you walk out there and look at it and say, hey, man, I just can't do it. But don't tell me to come over there.
Yeah, that would have walked.
Don't tell me to come over there, and then you won't even come out there and look at it.
They told you to come there, or told you to come there, and then won't even come out there and look at it.
Wouldn't even come out there and even look at it.
Yeah.
Just from the shop said, hey, we can't mess with it. So anyway, that's Grenada Lakeway.
Gateway.
Gateway.
Yeah.
This one can't get it right.
Gateway. So do business there at your own
And that's the
demise.
one.
It's down there by the post office down that way.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm back to Walmart. Lug nut's still on. Can't get it off. Well, there was a guy in the back. The manager asked one of those other guys, he said, you know anybody else in Grenada that might could do it? So I seen him looking in his phone. He pulls up. I seen Big Ray come across his phone.
You can't go wrong with a man named Big Ray.
Can't go wrong with a guy named Big Ray. So we go out Big Ray's shop. They give me an address. We pull up. Big Ray's not there when we walk in. Big Ray got a unique setup. He's got a barbershop.
That sounds like he can take a lug nut off.
He's got a barbershop on one side of the shop, a repair shop on the left side of the shop. Pretty nice setup. It was all nice. Well, Big Ray, he finally comes up. And Daddy worked down there at Heatcraft in Grenada for like 47 years. And that old guy, it was about a half a dozen of them there. One of the guys said, man, you look familiar. So him and Daddy got talking. They ended up working together down there. So we sitting there hagging with him. Well, Big Ray finally got a long story short on that when they got the lug nut off. And I said, man, if you don't mind, would you get the rest of them, just back them off, snug them back up where they don't have any problem with them? They said, man, no, won't be no problem. So we get the lug nut. The lug nut, old Ricky, we'll call him Ricky from this point forward. Ricky done screwed the lug nut up. Well, he gave me a new one. He said, you'll need this one when they get that other one out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he gave me the wrong lug nut. It was coarse thread.
Naturally.
The ones that come out, the ones that are on the car is fine thread. He gave me coarse thread. I told Big Ray, I said, man, ain't no problem. If you got that one out, it'll make it back to Walmart with 4. I said, I'll stop at AutoZone and pick the right one up just in case Walmart don't have one. So I stopped at AutoZone. They had one, pulled back up. Well, Ricky, I guess he just worked a half day. I guess his water done boiled over by lunchtime. Mm-hmm. And he done went home. So I had to wait just a minute. And they put another little gentleman on it. And Ricky supposedly done had the front 2 tires. It was the rear 2 tires he was working on. So we get he takes those 2 off. And he puts those on. And it's getting on up there. It's dark at that point.
Yeah.
So we
it.
left at 11 o'clock. It's dark, so it's after 5. I'm going to say 5:30 or so. So they pull a car on outside, so I go back in. And the only thing I had to pay was when they canceled the appointment, it also canceled the installation fee. So I ended up having to pay for the 2 tires that showed up on that Friday.
That they didn't put on.
Well, when they canceled
Did you get the 2 tires?
Yes.
Okay.
All the tires came in, but what I'm saying is when they canceled the appointment, it also canceled the installation.
Mm-hmm.
So the tires were paid for, but I had to pay for the installation for the 2 that came in Friday, which was fine. I told them, I said, man, that's fine. I said, I've already agreed to pay for the installation anyway. So they didn't charge the initial purchase, so I ended up paying the 2 things there. So anyway, I paid it. They said, Mr. Cannon, man, we apologize for all the problem. I said, man, all's well that ends well. And I said, everything's good to go.
You had a problem with them 2 tires.
All right, it ain't over.
Oh, jeez.
So I walk outside, Daddy's done got in the car, and it's dark. I get my phone out because where it was pulled in Walmart, I could see the left-hand sides of the tire, so I knew they were right.
Mm-hmm.
But they're directional tires. They got to be put on in one direction. So I get my phone, front left tire, it's right, put on. Rear left tire is right. I get around rear right tire, it's right. I go to the front right tire, it's put on backwards. So here I go back into Walmart, and they know me by name at that point. I said, Mr. Cannon, what's the problem? I said, well, old Ricky, I said, the one that messed my lug nut up, the one that gave me the wrong lug nut for when they got the lug nut he wrung off to put back in there. I said, old Ricky put one of the tires on there backwards. He said, no, he didn't. I said, yeah, he did. So anyway, this ain't an endorsement for Ricky neither. He may be a good guy, but old Ricky ain't a tire changer.
You're right. Yeah.
Ricky needs to start on bathroom patrol, or shoot, I don't know. They need to ease him into the tire business. But so anyway, 6 to 7 hours later,
stocking shelves maybe.
They finally came out there and took the front right tire off, spun the tire back around, put it on there. So 6 or 7 hours later, we left.
Yeah, you had you a day on that deal.
With the tires, and like I said, it ended up fine. We got everything mounted. It just.
What does Ron White say? Skip lug nut day at tire college.
So
apparently,
like I said,
yeah, you know, I actually had that happen to me.
I told John Paul when I walked in this morning, just like if you've ever met somebody that has the worst luck in the world, you'd be looking at him.
I don't know. I've had
tough, man.
I've had some days.
It was to the point I was just like, man, I was looking for the hidden camera at some point. I was like, man, this somebody's pulling my chain here.
What is the worst day? Like, we're just crap, just like nothing went right. What's the worst day you've ever had?
Oh, I've had so many.
You're not that one.
I've had several. We've had several instances in the field.
I've got enough to. I've got enough to kill a fella's soul.
We got in the field one day, and I'm talking about it was just one of those days, and you can sort of tell when you have those days. It's just like it's going to be one of those days.
It snowballs,
and people just think it's just you making that stuff up, but it's just you can just feel it. Like you'll have a flat, and the next thing you know, something else happened. You're stuck, and the next thing you know, blew a hydraulic line, and it's just like John Paul said, it just snowballs. We had one spreading. When was that? It would have had to have been in the spring because they were still talking about it was at the end of our spring season because they were still talking about setting sweet potatoes. I don't think they ever got it set because it never did dry up. But one Saturday morning we had like 100 acres to do. I want Ellison and them down there, and I mean, it wasn't nothing they done. It's just one of those deals to where they was trying to get it set. And man, we had this in idea, we finna go down 100 acres on a Saturday morning. We'll be done by mid-morning back at the shop. Jason made one round and going through the field and the bottom just fell out, stuck all day long.
Wrecker ended up out there.
What do you do when you
Wrecker got out there. Wrecker got stuck, had to winch itself back, and ended up having to call a Trackco out there, and the Trackco came out there and pulled us out with the Trackco.
Mm.
And it was all we could do to get that one spreader truck load out. But just one, like I said, nothing those guys done. I mean, it's just something that happens. You can't.
Yeah,
a lot of times ground looks dry, and it's not. You think it's drier than it is.
Spring, the ground was so rotten under everything that it would dry up on top. Well, if you ever break that top crust, you're done.
So like I said, those guys, they wouldn't ever called us out there with those intentions. What I'm saying is just one of those, you ask about bad days, it's just, sometimes it just don't work out like you think it's going to work out.
I had a day one day. This was about, probably right around when we started the podcast. I don't know. It's probably a little bit after that. But anyway, it was last year. In one day, It was the day I hit Molly's car. I left my $4,000 Gibson guitar that I was going to give my son, which by that time when he got married, those guitars, when they're older, they grow in value exponentially. Like that guitar in 25 years will be worth 50 grand, 60 grand, 80 grand, who knows? But that's or not a Gibson, it's a Martin. They hand every Martin guitar starts as a tree. So like when you go to Martin's factory, they have a tree farm. And when you walk that tree farm, every tree has a plaque in front of it to which guitar it's going to be. And that's the cool thing about buying a Martin, right? They're handcrafted, and each guitar is a tree. And they grow that tree just to make that guitar. I left that guitar, and by the way, for anybody watching, if you're a guitar person or ever plan to be one, if you leave a guitar in a hot car, it can ruin it by warping it. And this guitar I have never left anywhere for any amount of time out of my sight or in my office. It is my baby. And I left it in my wife's car overnight. Went out there to go and thought about it after I hit her car. Went out there to get it, and my $4,000 Martin is warped. Bridge is literally like you can see it. And for most people, they would look at it and you would say it's not that big. Like, Will, and I lost my mind. What's the big deal? Well, the big deal is now it's worthless.
I tell you what, I did that with some leftover hibachi one
Man.
time. And
Wasn't right.
ruined my day.
And I'm being dead serious.
Old Jason left a Bucky sandwich in that Ford for about a month.
Oh yeah, I was scared.
You remember
to open
that?
it. Yeah, it was a brisket sandwich.
It was one of them Bucky's breakfast
Jeez.
brisket sandwiches. It was on the dash of that Ford for about a month.
At
We went
least,
to Buc-ee's on the way back from Orange Beach. But that happened, and see, that's the thing about that guitar is it's not that it doesn't play the same or sound the same. It can affect the sound. Is it makes it worthless. Like, for it to be worth 80 grand one day, it can't be warped. It can be beat up. It can have the dead gum.
You can't unwarp it.
You can, but it's not
You
guaranteed.
can't triple stamp a double stamp.
There is a technique that they can do, and they can get most of it out, but it's not a guarantee, and they can break your guitar doing it. Which I might try, because what have I got to lose at this point? That happened, so I backed into it with my new truck that I had already, totaled in my driveway, which I don't think I ever told that story on here. I totaled my truck in my driveway. A legal immigrant hit me, and my insurance company paid him 20 grand about 2 months before they ever paid me. By the way, had no insurance. And was doing 60 in my neighborhood. Both of y'all have been in my neighborhood.
You hear that, Trump?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shoot, what insurance company? We'll throw them under the bus, man.
Well, it was Alpha, and I don't want to throw the man under the bus because it had nothing to do with him, the person I buy it from. I like him. I go to church with him. Got known him my whole life. But it was the adjuster didn't file something or whatever. But they paid that feller in 2 weeks, and it took them 2.5 months to pay me. Also, my wife leaves in her wrecked car now, because it only dented the front end of it. My trailer hitch, caved in the front fender. She makes it, she had to go somewhere to Ingernata, makes it to Water Valley, which she never goes that way, but she went through Water Valley this day, breaks down on the side of the road. I have to call a tow truck. And it gets better. Later on, completely destroyed my phone. All in one day.
But that makes the good days that much better, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could throw out some really bad stuff, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, I mean, I've got
mine will depress you.
really bad days, but
Mine will depress you.
I know you got a funny bad day. We're just
No,
Like I
I
said,
mean,
the ones that gets me is like the one. I wasn't really that bad upset at Walmart on the tire deal. It was just an all day deal. I never did lose my cool except for that one time when I realized that old Ricky should have come up there and asked me before he just ugga-dugged on my lug nut till he ruined it.
You knew when you
And-
met
and-
Ricky, I just might as well buckle in today.
Yes, I mean, if he'd have just come up there, we could have done something real simple, like put a cheater bar on it. That's how we got it off, over at Big Ray's shop. If we'd have just put a cheater bar on it and just slight pressure would have come off instead of just ugga-dugging on it with an air gun and just rounded it off. I mean, it's just one of them points. He got it to the point of no return, but I did get a little upset there at one time. But then, for the most part, I kept my cool. Didn't act ugly, except for the Gateway deal. Like I said, that the only thing pissed me off there was the guy I talked to on the phone. He knew what kind of car it was. I told him over the phone. He told me to come on over there, and then he wouldn't even come out there and look at it. It's like,
Yeah, that would have pissed me off.
you knucklehead. You shouldn't have told me to come over if you wasn't going to mess
That's
with it.
where I hate confrontation.
So from that standpoint, I will never, and I repeat, as old Chris Jericho used to say, ever do business at Gateway in Grenada, Mississippi.
Gateway, give us a call if you want to sponsor the show.
And it's all because of that. It's not nothing they did any bad
I bet
work.
my wife knows who that is.
They didn't do any bad work for me. It's just like I talked with the guy on the phone. He told me to bring it over there, and then he wouldn't even bring his ass out there to even look at it.
I'll figure it out who that is. I know my in-laws know who it is.
So anyway,
I'll figure out who that is.
if you came out there and looked at it and told me, hey, man, we just can't mess with it, that's one thing. Probably wouldn't even got upset. Like, all right, man, I'll go find somewhere else.
Yeah, it'd piss me off if he told me to come, didn't want to even come out there and look at it.
Yep.
That would have.
But to tell me to come on over there, and I drive over there, and you won't even walk out there and look at it,
Yeah, that would have.
yeah,
So no
Lost.
bad day.
lost me.
Yeah, I've had them.
I've had a few of them.
Speaking of bad days,
Most of my bad days involve him.
Now, everybody's bad day involves me receiving that phone call
hey,
about their bad day that turned into my bad day.
yeah.
But some bad days can start out being so good. I've been doing something as simple as putting something on the grill, and I'll have it cooking just right on that little gas grill, and I'll reach down and just bump it just a little bit, and I'll walk away from it a little bit, and I come back out there and that sun's on fire.
Yeah.
No,
So good day
I
turns into
pulled up on a Vector through a bridge and hanging on the bridge, front tires off the ground 5 foot.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think
2-day ordeal.
Joe Frank told me that story.
2-day ordeal, ended up with me in the cab of it, hooked to a crane 20 foot below me. I'm shaking. I'm so nervous. Like there's only one cable basically holding me, having to get in it and help.
In that big old machine.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about me and Edmondson that night. We'd been over at Starkville spreading. Who was that? Alex Mayfield, I think.
Yeah.
Alex Mayfield.
We were spreading on him, and we were basically done. Like one load.
I like that feller.
We had one load to finish. And Edmondson had been crossing this culvert. And it'd been given just a little bit. That's your thing.
Oh.
Yeah, you hadn't hit that yet. If there's anything else you hadn't hit, see if you can get it on the way back.
Hey, I want you to go back out and hit the camera.
Turn
Will.
that fan on. Let's hit that light one more time. Well, we hit it 4 times in 3 minutes one day.
Every time.
I want you to hit the fan, Will. Hit the fan? Yeah, hit the fan. What do you want me to hit the fan for? Because you've hit every other damn thing in here.
man.
I want you to be perfect.
I have bumped into every freaking thing in this.
Hit the pace car.
But that was
Yeah, that's what Craig said. He said everything but the pace car.
that was a good day. We had a good day, and we was fixing to get off. Like I said, had one load, and the last time he went across that culvert was the only one it took. It just went down, and it went down. That machine that we had at the time, that was a road gator, wasn't it? And it had split fuel tanks on both sides.
The one that got stuck in the bridge.
No.
Well, no, this was a different one. It just got low on that culvert, and it went dead. All the fuel went to one side, and the machine went dead. So we couldn't get the thing cranked up to even pull it out.
I guess that's something you don't think about. If the
so
fuel...
we sit there, pulled fuel filters off it, pour fuel in it. We'd get it running just long enough, it'd go dead. So we finally went to Walmart that night, I don't know, 10:30, 11 o'clock. My flashlight batteries had went out. We needed something to clamp the fuel line on that side where it would pull out of one side instead of the other. So anyway, we was sitting there in line at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night at Walmart. We had batteries. We had, seemed like maybe vice grips. I forgot what else we had, and then we had a can of ether.
The startings of a meth lab.
I told Edmondson, I said, if we're not on the meth watch list in Oktibbeha County, I bet we are now. We're sitting there with ether, batteries,
gas jug,
and I don't forget what else we had. But we finally got out there and got that thing running. So long story short, our good day that we were going to get off at like 4:30, 5 o'clock that afternoon ended up us getting home after midnight, all over one load just because the culvert gave away on us.
You know, you say that about meth. I just now thought about this. They taught us how to make meth in school with the DARE program.
They didn't teach us how to make it.
They would
Calhoun
come up
County
there.
didn't need no teaching.
Well, Pontotoc was the meth capital of the world for the longest. And that's why they were doing it. And they would come in there and it would be like drug awareness or whatever.
Y'all taught them how to make it.
But you were sitting there naming off those ingredients, and hell, I knew the other two because of DARE class. It's Sudafed, which, boy, we better not say this online. But it's Sudafed, and because they used to tell us.
It's all kinds of stuff. You can.
Oh,
But the batteries, the ether, the Sudafed, and they used to tell us people used to shake it up in a water bottle. I mean, they taught it. I'm just now realizing they flat out taught us how to make meth.
I guarantee you they had us on a list that night because, like I said, on top of we had two of the main ingredients, the batteries and the ether. It's sitting there at 10:30 or 11 o'clock on a. I can't remember if it was a weeknight or whatever, but it was late. Yeah, we probably made the list.
You know, it's a weird thing about my memory. Do y'all have a weird thing about y'all's memory that something that like you just remember no matter what? Like I can remember most of every conversation I've ever had. Like if you give me long enough, I can think of almost to the T exactly what you said, exactly what I said. And I can picture that conversation in my mind.
No, I can't do that.
I can picture ordering that Pepsi last year at the gin show. That was a train wreck.
I tell you what, that guy's still picturing that Pepsi. He didn't know what was going on that day. Speaking of bad days,
that poor fella beside us that saw the whole thing happen got so tickled.
You know what that guy reminded me of? That fella that was beside us, one of them like old Texas wealthy men. Like he just had that look to him, you know, like he's just somebody.
I would have laughed too if I hadn't been sitting there. It was one of those deals where I thought maybe John Paul and him was sitting over there putting him up to it or something. Because me and Will was over there sitting beside ourselves, you know, and I was sitting there like, man, what is easy? Is he messing with us or?
I was dying. I was doing everything I could not to like.
Let's talk about that. What you sent us this last night or whatever. the
Oh,
NASA.
I couldn't watch
Leaked
it because
deal.
I still can't get on TikTok.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Which shoot, I
I
watched.
heard on the radio. Somebody else said it on the radio this morning.
Yeah, especially during deer season, I get out there and I'll scroll TikTok and look around, see if I see any deer. But I think that's where I seen it was. I forgot what day. Sometime in August.
August the 12th.
August the 12th, 13th at like 14:33. So that would be what, mid afternoon?
In 2026 or 2025?
This year.
This year.
Okay.
This August.
I'm telling you, I could not watch the video.
We'll look at the dates, but I mean it's out there.
And I'll put the video up.
They
on
said
there.
it was supposedly a leaked NASA email or something to where they say that something in the out in space, whatever, two black hole ozone layers or something.
Okay, I've seen something about
are intersecting or whatever. And for 7 seconds on August the 12th or 13th at 14, I
The
think it's
Earth
at
will be
like
thrown off its-
14:33, gravity is going to be basically deleted. So if you're standing out in the yard, you're going to float up. Gravity's going to be gone. You're going to float up for 7 seconds. However
It
high.
said expect things to float for up to 20 feet.
They said that they were expecting the
Anything that was not attached.
40 million people be casualties because of this.
I don't know if I believe it, but I saw
And
this.
they were talking about it.
I don't believe in gravity, so
They were talking
Yeah,
about it on
yeah.
a podcast,
I mean-
and one of the guys said, "Man, I may go out and tie myself to a big heavy rock, but that don't work.
no.
It's got to be attached.
literally-
It's got to be attached to the ground. I guess you could go out there and latch yourself
You
onto
gotta
a
anchor
You know
tree.
to
what
a tree.
scene that I think of? That Twister movie where they attached themselves to that
To the
whale
pipe.
pipe.
Yeah.
And they strapped themselves to it. That's what when I saw that the other day, that was the first thing I thought about was Twister. Now I wasn't able to watch that video. I just seen somebody.
Man, your ears are so red
Let's see,
out from under there. It looks like somebody done beat the
I
piss
got
out
some
of them.
giant ears. I mean, I could-
But even if you're in a house, you know you're gonna float. You're gonna float to the ceiling.
Yeah.
In 7 seconds, you're just gonna drop.
Well, the ones that I heard talking about, or they may have been talking about it on that. They were saying, what if you're asleep? Well, unless you've got 30-foot ceilings, that's actually better because you go up to the ceiling, then you fall back down on the mattress. But I don't believe in gravity either, so
but there's something holding us down.
yeah, it's freaking mass. It's not
I
gravity.
think it's God, but
It's
they call it gravity.
Well, let me tell you this. Let me ask you this. And what if gravity is real, then how can a butterfly take off? It's strong enough to hold a tank to the ground.
It is weird.
but it's weak enough that a butterfly can just take off the ground.
And you can just walk. But it's almost like it has to be perfect. You see what I'm saying? I mean, look, not to go down that road, but I have thought about it since then. Actually, I thought about it the other day.
I mean, it does. I'm not smart enough to make sense out of it, but just like John Paul talking about, gravity's strong enough that it'll hold whatever weight. The biggest thing that you can imagine, it'll hold it on the ground. But I can go out there and jump off the ground.
It'll hold a Venezuelan oil tanker that Trump stole to the ocean.
Yeah.
On that spinning ball. But then if somebody's standing on that oil tanker, he can just jump. And
It is weird.
Gravity that's strong enough to do that ought to crush you into the ground. It ought to be pulling you to a puddle.
Here was my thought that I had the other day. I don't know if this sun gun is flat or round. I think it's round.
But it's flat.
But I only say it's round.
Hey, more things change, the more they stay the same. We back.
Yeah, we back.
We back on this. She's flat.
But what I will say, and seriously, all right, just like you're hitting me with that logic, right? Because that's sound logic. Like, how does all of it work? If it can hold it down, then how can we go at the same time, right? Like, it has to be like the perfect amount of gravity, which, again, I believe in God, and I believe that's possible. Now, I don't think there is some invisible force necessarily that we can't explain called gravity holding everybody down. There is mass involved.
Yeah.
But there has to be something that gives mass its property, right? Like if
You look out that window out there. You go from
Just weight. I mean, it's just.
you go from way up there, which is probably what Guntown.
so, how do we measure weight?
And you look all the way across there. That whole horizon right there is flat.
Yeah, in weight, in mass.
Well, what I'm saying is you measure feet and inches and centimeters and millimeters, right? What do you measure weight by?
Pounds.
It's mass, whatever the equation is with
But
gravity.
what you're trying to say is you're measuring weight by pressure. If gravity's real, then you're actually measuring weight by pressure. How much pressure is being put down on the ground from your mass?
That's fair. I could see that. But where does the mass come from? Where does the weight come from? Like, okay, you weigh 285 pounds, let's say. Is that pretty close?
But go ahead.
All right, let's just say you weigh 285.
Yep.
There's your geese back. The
Yeah,
ones,
I
all
was
of
looking
all of them you were talking about were here.
And them some daggone black winged and black face geese. Them ones that are at my house are not that black. Them must be some real Canadians.
That's only part of them. They usually come in like three wads.
But 285 pounds, okay? What decides that you weigh 285 pounds?
Mass, density.
Okay. So what decides those two things?
Calories.
You see what I'm getting at? Like, I get your point, but there's still an unanswered question, right? Like, I can see both sides, and then I could say there's still unanswered questions here, because I could get to a question that nobody has an answer for. Now, my point, what I thought about the other day, because I seriously think about it.
He's saying
If you believe in a spinning ball, then you have to believe in gravity. There's no other option, or else you
I
fall
agree with
off
that,
of it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, if you believe the earth is round, you have
What
to
John
believe in
Paul's
gravity.
saying
Now,
is if you got a cup here and it's in lead or whatever the most dense material that you can put sit here
I don't know why I'm moving
and
that
it's
away from
and
me.
it's stuck to the ground, and then you got a styrofoam cup here that don't have anything in it.
Mm-hmm. So why can't I walk on the walls?
I mean, both of them stuck to the table, but you can pick this cup up.
Because of physics.
But physics don't exist, right?
Yeah.
All right, so to have physics, you got to have gravity. Isaac Newton. That's
Isaac Newton. Okay.
Well, okay, that's where physics comes from.
Made up.
Well, I agree.
Yeah. No.
I think they made all of it up.
I don't even know if
physics
Isaac
don't-
Newton's real.
I think that could be just as real as us talking about the flat Earth.
I
mean,
believe in the Three Stooges more than I do
I
Isaac
believe
Newton.
our history is more made up than what we realize,
Yeah.
or at least
There comes you some more.
construed.
Yeah. Like I said, it's usually like 3 rounds.
But here's what I thought. All right.
You know it doesn't take but
Which
it doesn't
one?
take but so long, and this doesn't have anything to do with flat. I'm just talking about this is just the way people learn. It doesn't take but so long for you to put something in front of people over and over and over and over, and they accept it for the truth.
That is correct.
I'm
I told you that sky was
gonna say if
purple
I
every
went
day-
in and found every Bible in the world and destroyed them and wrote my own Bible, and we could have
You could convince
it's that what they
millions.
call the 100th monkey effect.
within 10
You look it
years.
up.
That's how cults are started. Every time is somebody thinks that they're Jesus or something. Or
Well, they said we may have had that discussion in here one time about I can't remember if it was the CIA or whoever it was. They conducted this experiment, and everybody thought it was random, but it wasn't random. It was one random guy and 17 of their operatives.
Mhm.
Well, they brought it in there, and it was like a shape of a triangle.
Mhm.
And they asked everybody in there. That was the only question they asked them. They brought them in there and said, "What shape do you see on that picture?" And everybody's like, "Square."
That's wild.
everybody's like square. Even though they knew it, they just told them to say square. Well, when the one random guy came in here, he knew it was a triangle. You know what he said it was?
Square.
Square. You know why?
Couldn't help it.
He didn't want to be the odd one. He's like,
Didn't want to be the guy who went against the grain.
I'm 1 out of 20 that sees a deadgum triangle, but I'm not going to be the crazy fella that says it's a dang triangle. It's a square.
But they'd lose that study on me because I'd say it.
I would flat out tell them it's a triangle. I mean, I
said,
think there's people
I'm
like
sitting here
that.
saying the Earth's flat.
You wouldn't know. I don't think you would.
I would.
I think it's just 1 out. I think
I'm sitting here saying the
everyone in
Earth's
folks.
flat.
Everyone
Well,
in
let me
folks.
say
is
When
saying-
everybody, when
both of y'all's
19
point.
out of 20 saying it's round.
To both of y'all's point, I do think it is better to be like us, to question everything, than to just accept it. And what baffles me about people, and this really does blow my mind. Like, and y'all do it to me sometimes, but everybody does it to me because I talk way too much. But I can say the craziest thing that I just heard that could be true. All right, like let's just take One Eye Atlas that everybody wants to talk about, right? All right, that's a weird freaking story. All right, if what they're saying is true about it, which I don't think it is, but if what they're saying is real, then it's aliens. Now, here's my point. You could walk up and say to somebody, most people, man, they're talking about aliens on the news today and how there's this daggum asteroid that's carrying a whole colony of aliens that are headed here for Earth right now. Can you believe that? You know what they're going to say? Not a damn thing. And they're going to turn around and walk off most of the time.
Think you crazy.
And they don't care. That's what baffles. They don't care. Like, I mean, there is some crazy shit happening. I'm sorry for my language. There's some crazy junk happening in the world. And if you try to tell people, they either get pissed off or they don't care.
There's going to be one of two things happen it'll be one of three things happen on like August the 12th or 13th. Number one is going to be nothing.
So y'all don't think it's going to happen?
No.
Number one is going to be nothing. Number two, you're going to have a bunch of people in this world that's tied to the ground.
It's going to be interesting to see.
And then number three.
I bet we'd let school out for it.
And number three.
I guarantee you there's some people.
Number three, there's this outside chance that
it's real.
You look up in the air and there's just people floating everywhere. Like,
and I ain't going to lie, I would like to know what that felt like. So I ain't going to be the maddest.
But you got to come down.
Yeah.
Well, on that
7
day,
seconds, you can go 45 foot in the air.
we're going to podcast on that day, and we're going to see if we float while we're on air. But because we got pretty low ceilings.
I did send you that, didn't I?
The crossbeam.
But I'm not worried about it because the gravity's not real, and I can't wait till then if supposedly it happens that nothing.
Did I send you I sent you the link, didn't I?
Yeah, you sent us both the link, but I can't get on TikTok.
I'm not going to turn it loud.
I'll put the video on the podcast, or I'll put a short clip.
It's been on Reddit, Facebook,
about.
Twitter, Instagram.
Because I did see something about it on YouTube the other day.
I'm just looking to see here when the date is, where I can give you the date, and we'll post it.
Okay. I'm completely just locked out of TikTok right now.
August 12th, 2026. The world will lose gravity for 7 seconds.
So they're reporting it like this is going to happen.
Yep.
Now I want to tell y'all this.
Said a secret NASA document.
Do y'all realize
was
that the
leaked in
CIA believes that there will be a pole shift? And this would be very, because see what's actually happening is the Earth is going to lose its electromagnetic field for 7 seconds if what they're saying is real, right? That's a pole shift. Now, if a pole shift happens, like where the South Pole becomes the North Pole and the North Pole becomes the South Pole magnetically.
I had a pole shift in college one time.
That's what they called me in college.
But go ahead.
But
anyway, that's what it was. I'm just looking at the date. It's August
the CIA believes that a pole shift is going to happen, and they believe it's going to kill 2 billion people. They wrote a book about it.
Heck yeah.
I'm serious. They believe it's going to happen. There's a guy who wrote a book. I'll look this up and put it on the podcast. There's a guy who wrote a book about this, a pole shift back in the 1980s. Do you know that to this day, that book is still classified? When he wrote it, it was not classified. He was just a dude researching this junk. Well, he publishes the book. The CIA finds out about it, classifies this man's book.
Oh. Well, it'll destroy all farm equipment and stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean everything not tied to the ground.
It'll wipe out my whole fleet. Man, I may be ready for August 12th. I may hope for gravity.
Wasn't that the day?
Man, you can go into the fish frying business after
Heck
that.
yeah.
No, I guess I'm thinking of 2012.
It ain't gonna get them fish.
No, well, I'd hate to be cooking fish and that thing's gonna come floating out of the
Hot
grease everywhere. Oh boy!
Yeah, it would be. That would be bad. That would be beyond bad.
So anyway, we may have to go more in depth. You know, when that gets,
When it gets closer,
we'll
I
have
want to
to-
see what idiots start tying stuff down.
Oh, you know they're going to.
Yeah.
You're gonna have people showing up, filling up Walmart sacks with gasoline.
That's the biggest thing. You know, people been trying to predict, and everybody will go out there and you'll get people out there,
Never seen
and they
it,
don't know. Nobody knows when the end of time's coming, but
The
everybody
right hand doesn't know what the left.
That's right,
I
exactly
believe
right.
we're in it, but I don't know the day.
But everybody wants to go out there. I believe it's going to be this year. I believe it's going to be this year. We're in it, and we may be in it. But that's what people don't understand: is biblical time is not.
Well, technically, we've been in it since Jesus left.
Yeah, biblical time is not the same time frame that we're on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
That's right.
we may be in it, but that in it may be 150 years from now.
Now, I believe we are
So-
in the end of days, only because it's part of my testimony, and I don't have a choice but to believe it. And I may sound crazy, and that's fine. However, I do agree with you. A lot of people.
A lot of people
Well-
just want to be the one that says, "Man, I got it right."
Well, and
I
that
got
they
it
want
right.
to say something just to see if it was right, and if
Yep.
it turns out to be right, they can say they're right. But what I will say is that's another thing nobody wants to hear about, especially believers. I have found that the last people that want to talk about the end of the earth is people who claim to believe in Jesus. But that's just my 2 cents. Lighter topic.
But gravity's not real.
Yeah.
So
Also, a very bad day for me. Gravity could not be real. I will say that I think that it could not be real.
I guess we'll find out.
I think it's a made-up term.
August 12th, we'll find out.
No matter what, I will tell you that I flat out believe gravity
Now,
is a
are you going
made-up
to
concept.
on August the 12th? Just say if it's at 14:33, at 14:32, are you going to be sitting outside, or are you going to go inside where you don't float up so high?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna be outside.
We're going to podcast that day.
So you don't think it's it's real, but you ain't going to test it.
Yeah, there's no sense, and I just want to see. I just want
He
it to be
said
proven.
there's no sense.
There ain't no sense in pushing it.
I mean, because if gravity's real, and I go up 45 foot, and they turn that baby back on,
Let
I'm
me
finna
ask you this.
splatter.
What was that they used
Are
to
you-
always say if you went in the bathroom and cut the light out? What was it? You said
Bloody Mary.
Yeah, Bloody Mary 3 times or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't believe in that, but I never did say it 3 times. I never did cut them lights off.
Get to that second one, you get nervous.
I'd be like,
Yeah.
nah, shoot. I know it ain't real.
I still
ain't-
won't do that. I ain't even going to lie to you. I'm terrified of the dark.
I may have me a gun in my hand when them big bucks start floating up. They'll be in full velvet then. Start
Man.
picking them off in the air.
Yeah, you could lay waste to one too.
But you would never hit them. Your bullet would just keep
Yeah,
going.
it would.
Well, hell, we all know if they flying, I ain't gonna be able to hit nothing.
Buckshot.
Well, I don't even know if I could get it done with buckshot after my dove season.
No, I'm
performance.
like John Paul. I don't believe nothing's gonna happen. But shoot, I ain't gonna sit outside. I'm gonna let it get to
No,
like
heck no.
I'm gonna
don't
let it get to
know.
like 14:35 or 14:34 before I step outside.
I'll be honest. When I watched it, I had a weird feeling.
If I'm in the swimming pool, I'm gonna be over there by that rail.
Here's what I'm gonna
Holding
say.
on and hoping they get it attached good.
NASA never says anything that they know. They're pretty tight-lipped. We all know they didn't go to the moon, and yet they still somehow are able to, cover up the 100% proof of that. But they are normally, because I'm going to tell you right now, you can look this up on NASA's website, Apophis. Everybody should know the name Apophis. Apophis is a mile-wide asteroid.
Apophis.
Apophis. It's in the Bible, too. And I'm going to tell you, Abaddon, Apollyon, all that in the Bible, it talks about right around that same section. What unlocks and unleashes Abaddon onto the earth is a asteroid called Wormwood. Guess what NASA named this asteroid? Wormwood. And they call it Project Wormwood. They've named the asteroid Apophis, which is Egyptian for Apollyon or Abaddon, which is the Greek and Latin word for it, right? Biblically. Now, Apophis is a mile-wide asteroid that is coming towards Earth right now. NASA is claiming on their website, which at one point in 2016, y'all can go look this press conference up, in Trump's administration, NASA called an emergency press conference talking about Apophis and said it had a 96% chance of striking Earth in 2029. 2 months later, everybody freaks out for a minute. Trump starts Space Force, if y'all remember, because NASA comes out and says this. That was the first thing he did as president in the first term, and he said flat out in that launch that day, there are threats in space right now that are existential to the human race that we must address, right? What he meant, I don't know. Everybody passed it like he didn't say it, but heck, nobody watched it. He did say it. You can go look that up. Apophis supposedly will pass by Earth within 900,000 miles. Here is the thing about Apophis. It has a 1,000,000-mile-long debris trail, supposedly.
Some bull crap.
This, you can go look at a telescope with your own eyes right now. It is visible.
It's how big? It's a mile wide?
You can see it with
So
a
you
telescope.
can see, how far is it away from us?
Right now, I don't know exactly.
But say it's 900,000 miles away. You're telling me that you can see something, even with a telescope, 900,000 miles away, that's a mile wide. You're telling me you can see the Starlink satellites 350 miles away in the sky. They're 13 foot wide. You can see it 350 miles away with your naked eye moving at 17,000 miles an hour.
Here's what I'm going to tell you.
What they're telling you is not true.
On October 27th, well, actually, here's how weird this gets. It's not October 27th. It's October 19th, I think, or October 13th, Friday the 13th. All right? Of this year, you will be able to see Apophis with your naked eye. In 2029 of October the 13th.
But you can see a Starlink satellite 350 miles away in the sky with your naked eye.
Now, I agree with you on
moving
that. Do you know that those
moving
lights,
17,000 miles an hour.
Those are not lights. This is how I agree with you. Supposedly, those lights you're seeing on Starlink are mirrors.
It's a lot closer than
how
all
in the
this
heck
is
are
a
you
lot
seeing
closer.
A mirror?
All this is inside the firmament. All of it's a lot closer than you say it is. The moon, when we have a eclipse, it is impossible.
Oh, he's been doing homework since last time.
Hey, it is impossible for a shadow to
looked this up. You're right.
To be bigger than the object.
I actually looked up how
to be smaller than the object.
How lunar eclipses and things happen. Because apparently I'm an idiot and didn't know that.
Smaller than the object. I'm sorry.
It wouldn't negate flat Earth.
Look, so when we have an eclipse, it's 70 miles wide. It is impossible for the moon to be any bigger than 70 miles wide. And what NASA tells you is how big it is. You can look it up. Nowhere close.
They don't know what that comes. I'm just telling. Look,
you can't make a shadow can be no smaller than the object. You can't make a shadow smaller than the object, no matter what you do.
Before we talk about Ole Miss, I'm gonna say this. Them people.
We're at our.
I know,
hour.
but we have to talk about Ole Miss. I mean, we can't. We ain't even talked about the playoffs at all. But what I am gonna say real quick is this null and voids everything these people say to me. And just logically, people, think about this. Just think about this. How in the world do they know something that's 2 million years old, 10 million years old?
Oh, yeah, they'll say, they just throw a number out there. I can go out there and find this rock and say,
And you can hit me with all the carbon dating crap and all that. And that's as flawed as anything out there. If you do 5 seconds of research, you can figure out that carbon dating is flawed. Why? Because it requires live living carbon to be able to date it. It cannot be more than 100 years old to use carbon dating accurately.
I could go pull a rock out of the driveway and send it off to one of them folks, and they'd say, yeah, we've tracked it back. It's 38 million years old. And some idiot will be like, yep, that's right.
Most.
Yeah. Like, just agree to anything.
Not just some. Everybody.
They could have said 180 million years old, and that same person would have been like, yep, that's right.
But if you take 5 seconds to just think about that logically.
Yeah, it don't make.
Just let the thought float through your mind. How in the hell do they know that? If you just have that thought in your head, you'll start to question a lot more.
So anyway, I guess we'll have we might do our first live
That would be
on
a great
August
one to go live
to
on.
see if we float.
August 12th.
Yep. See
All
if
right.
we float.
Ole Miss, I got to get Craig out of here so he can go kill us a deer. I ain't talked about it yet, surprisingly, to nobody. Y'all know I was completely calm watching that game. I did not.
Well, all of it happened. I mean, like I said, the playoffs hadn't started. They hadn't played the last time we done it, had they?
It was the week before the last time we were in here. We talked about the Tulane game the last time we were in here. So, just to catch everybody up, of course, I'm sure everybody knows, unless you live under a rock.
They've heard.
Ole Miss beat Tulane and Georgia. First of all, I called the Georgia game. I'm going to say this. If Lane Kiffin were the coach, we would have lost. That is the game he loses every time. Well, it was the same reason that I sat in here and told y'all we was going to go 10-2 or 11-1 at the very beginning of the season when everybody said we were going to go 8-4. It's because if you put Lane Kiffin under pressure, LSU, which, oh boy, does he have the pressure now, he crumbles. And so y'all are going to find that out the hard way.
The only problem I had during the whole Ole Miss deal, if they won it, good. If they lost it, even better. I'm not a fan. I've never said I was. But the only thing I was so disappointed in was all these Mississippi State people. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself jumping on that, wearing that dang powder blue mess. I mean, it's crazy.
I would have supported State.
No, you wouldn't.
I would have.
No, you wouldn't.
I would have.
You're not.
I
Ole
had
Miss
this
fan.
conversation with somebody.
I turned a semi Ole Miss fan, Kenny, into a true Ole Miss fan. Kenny despises Mississippi State now, and I said, "You're welcome, Kenny.
You're welcome.
You're welcome."
I heard
I made him hate Mississippi State,
But-
just like I hate Ole Miss. But all these people, there's like putting this powder blue on and pulling for Ole Miss, and like it's good for the state. No, it's not. It wasn't good for the state.
It is.
It was good for Oxford, and
Look,
it was good for Ole Miss.
The coolest thing that ever happened to the state of Mississippi was we won back-to-back national championships in baseball.
You show me how it benefited Starkville, Mississippi.
I rooted for Mississippi State when they were in the
I'm
World
talking
Series.
about the past two games that they won when they were in the playoffs. How did that benefit Starkville, Mississippi?
Business.
Oh, I got you. So them Tulane people, they drove to Starkville probably eat and turned around and went back to Oxford and watched the ball game. No, it wasn't good for everybody. And y'all are lying through y'all's teeth if y'all think if Mississippi State's will reverse next year.
Nah,
the
Mississippi
national
State
championship.
didn't benefit.
No. And these people are, those Ole Miss people are lying through y'all's teeth if y'all would root for us.
I did root for y'all in the World Series.
You're not a true Ole Miss fan.
I'm a diehard Ole Miss fan.
You got a callus.
I hate Mississippi State.
You got a callus right between your nutsack where you straddle the fence.
But I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all.
You either
That
gotta
was pretty
hate
funny.
them. You either gotta hate them.
I can't even say nothing about that.
And like I said, I wasn't ugly about it. I wasn't ugly about it. I did mess with a few people, like my sister-in-law. She's big Ole Miss fan, and I just sent her a message.
You didn't mess with me. I was shocked.
I said, you okay? Just question mark. That's all I said.
You didn't mess with me one time.
But I did turn Kenny. Kenny said that if Mississippi State was playing Uno, he hoped Mississippi State lost. And I said, you're welcome, Kenny. I said, you are now a true Ole Miss fan.
Yeah, Bub came.
You can't be for both. It's just like, do you think Alabama people root for Auburn? No.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Do you think Auburn roots
I hate
for Alabama?
Auburn more than I hate Mississippi State.
Do you think Clemson roots for South Carolina?
No.
Do you think South Carolina roots for Clemson?
No, but I wouldn't.
So
what
why
I'm trying
does
to say
Ole Miss
is,
feel like? Oh, I feel like the people that are crossing that fence are the ones that would secretly vote for Joe Biden.
No. So here's my thing.
And tell everybody, I'm a Trump fan, but I'm gonna vote for Biden.
I do love the fact that I'm from Mississippi. I
That's
don't know
fine.
why. I really don't know why. But I am proud to be a Mississippian.
You can be proud to be Mississippi and hate Ole Miss or hate Mississippi State.
And I do hate Mississippi State.
There you go. I'll have you being a true Ole Miss fan if you'll stick around with me long enough.
However, I did root for them. Not necessarily root for them. Wasn't like I was sitting there ringing a cowbell.
Did you go buy maroon clothing?
But I did know.
These people went and bought. They so disappointed.
Never.
I was so disappointed. They went and bought powder blue stuff to wear. Ashley Brooks,
Casey Moss.
Yes, why we're calling people out? I mean, this Mississippi State. I mean, it's okay. Hey, listen, I told Big Will Eccles point blank.
Which,
one
by
day,
the way, you can't find a freaking Will Eccles jersey to save your freaking life.
I like Will. I've told Will this up here at John Paul's one day. I've told John Paul this. My ideal game would be if Will gets like 30 tackles in a game, like 8 or 9 sacks, and Ole Miss loses by 40. Perfect game for me. I wish Will to have the best game of anybody, but I hope they lose.
Well, I will say
You can pull for an individual and not sell your soul to the
if it
devil
was
and root for the
Mississippi
team.
State in the situation, here's the God's honest truth.
You would love it if they
every
lost.
fiber in my body
Would want them
would
to lose.
want them to lose. But I would root for them.
Yeah, you're a better man than me.
I think I would. That.
I didn't stand up and cheer against them.
And that's kind of what I'm saying with the World Series. Like I wasn't like I was wearing maroon and white and rattling my cowbell in my living room.
And I didn't go out and buy a Miami Hurricanes nothing. I mean, I wasn't sitting there saying, "Hey, go Canes."
Boy, I was completely wrong about that.
I watched the game just because it was on.
I mean,
I didn't say I wasn't gonna watch the game. I was just watching it because it was college football. I wasn't pulling for one over the other.
My stance is I don't care. So I'm a fan. I like Mississippi State baseball. I do because I was in Omaha when they beat Texas. Walked it off on Texas. That was the coolest sporting event I've been to. The next ones would be still in two specific games in high school. Itawamba game and the Ripley game would be my next two. But like that made me like Mississippi State baseball. I'm Ole Miss
football.
I like watching Ole Miss football because Will's out there. I kind of I got to meet Cody, and her last name is whatever. I can't remember yet, but she was actually SEC Player of the Week.
Basketball player?
Yeah, she was Basketball Player of the Week I got to meet her. She liked my gun room. Said she was coming over here. So I'm kind of a fan of a player on.
And see, that's
on
my
that.
stance.
I'm not a like I can't feel the heart,
see,
the
that's
hate. I can't understand the hate that
I'm
you
not- hey,
have
listen.
for another team.
But see,
I'm not out here burning jerseys.
Yeah, but it's hate.
I'm not acting no fool.
It's hate.
I'm not out here burning jerseys. I'm not acting no fool. I'm just firm in my stance. I don't want them to win at nothing.
Yeah, I know. It's hate.
I would say this. I don't think I hate Mississippi State. I don't think I hate Auburn. And I mean this. I despise Auburn and LSU.
I got a bunch of Ole Miss
and I
friends.
despise LSU before Lane Kiffin ever went to freaking LSU. I'll be truthful about it. I despise Auburn more than anybody. I freaking hate Auburn with a burning passion.
But what gets me is the people that say, "Man, yeah, y'all root for us. It's good for the state." No, it's not.
I agree with that. It's not. I mean,
It's not. It's good for Ole
the
Miss.
only thing that it could been.
I don't know if it's good for the state, but it.
Well, here
The
all
money,
right.
the money the SEC gonna get, it's gonna be split regardless if they win or lose.
All right, take all that out. The only thing it can be good for is recruiting and the fact that you show that you can.
And you're putting eyes on the state of
You
Mississippi.
can get that far with a Mississippi team because before hadn't done it. That's the only benefit. I'm with Craig on that. There's no benefit.
But
other than that, that's the only benefit.
I agree with that. But truthfully,
I mean, you swap teams. I mean, if it was Mississippi State in there, it wouldn't benefit Oxford.
But truthfully, in all
on that it
seriousness,
would.
now state fans may not like to hear this, but it is a fact. Okay, it was the biggest sporting moment in Mississippi sports history. Can we agree with that?
What?
Ole Miss played in the semifinals of the playoffs in the modern era of football.
I would say, as far as sports Mississippi, I would say Mississippi State winning the Natty, and baseball was probably.
Well, I'm talking. Well, football's so much bigger than baseball.
You talking about far as a sporting event in the state,
like
of
a
Mississippi.
single sporting event.
Maybe.
Ole Miss playing Tulane in a playoff game at home took the cake first. Then and the Georgia game wasn't that kind of game in the sense of Tulane was bigger because it was a home playoff game as far as the perception of the game. But them playing in the semifinals of the modern era of football, which neither team has ever gotten to, even in the FBS era, neither one of them went to the national championship. Neither one of them went to the SEC championship. So for one of them to go to the semifinals and actually play to go and compete in the national title, I think in my mind, not just because I'm an Ole Miss fan, and only because football is so much bigger than college baseball, even though at Ole Miss and Mississippi State, it's way bigger than most of the rest of the country. And it does mean more in the SEC baseball-wise. But as far as a single sporting event, I don't know of a bigger one.
It was a big game
For the state of
like
Mississippi.
I said,
Like, what stage has
won't
the
give-
name
I mean,
Mississippi?
that was good that they made it. I mean, and I did tell somebody, I said, if they play, they've got a legitimate shot
Jeez.
at winning the national championship, or at least going to it, and they did.
Man.
But
With whoever, I mean,
it's a
Indiana's-
Indiana looks like a
the last
buzzsaw.
three that were left.
Indiana's going to be.
And I'll say this. I
but
think
I-
Ole Miss
but I will
was
say
the
the
third
whole-
best team in the country.
the
I
whole
think
deal-
Indiana's the best, and I think Miami's the second.
My biggest disappointment was probably Ashley Brooks. Had that dang powder blue. I told her that day she come in that morning, I couldn't even look her in the eye anymore.
Well,
I'm just so disappointed. And then she done brainwashed Mary Carter. She done come in there with some powder blue. No, she had red on.
I didn't know she was state like that.
I'm just
yeah.
not going to pull for them. But like I said, when they got beat against Miami, I didn't jump up and down and holler. I didn't have this sense of fulfillment because they lost. So I don't have the hatred to the point to where I'm rooting for. I just didn't I'm just not going to pull for them to win.
Bottom line is State
I
lost.
I understand that.
State lost a lot of fans in the portal this season.
Yeah, they did.
They're
A
gonna have to
lot
hit,
of our fans
gonna
hit
have
the
to hit the
transfer
portal to kind of get it back in.
Speaking of all that,
us true State fans sit there in the stands and watch the Maine Bears beat Mississippi State back in the Croom days. That's the true dogs.
I was there when Louisiana
if you
Tech
sit there and watch
beat Ole
Maine,
Miss.
if you sit there and watch Maine come beat Mississippi State and Starkville, you're a true diehard dog, and you don't pull for Ole Miss.
Y'all's fans did. The stadium was bare a lot this year, which I get it. I mean, you had 2 win season, but you know, speaking.
But I tell you what, they're this ain't got nothing to do with Ole Miss. It's just general state of college football in general. If they don't hurry up and do something about this NIL, did y'all see the quarterback?
What you just said is going away.
Did y'all see the quarterback the other day that
Rooting
just
for
recently
players.
signed? I don't forget his name.
Deuce Knight,
No, it was like maybe an initial, maybe a TJ something. Anyway,
Finley,
somebody. It was like 6. He'd
TJ
been to
Finley,
like
7
six
schools. He just went to his
6
7th school.
schools, and he's just going to his 7th school.
I think 5 years is max you should ever. I mean, we've got
So, what do y'all think about Trinidad Chambers? Do y'all think he should get another year?
no.
I don't think anybody should get another year. And this is
Would
nothing
that
against
be
him.
a 6 year?
I think if you need to come back,
No.
I think if you need to come back to the university for whatever reason and finish your degree out. But if you're just coming back strictly for sports, this is a university.
I agree with y'all.
This is a place of education.
And yes,
It's not a professional football team. If we're going to start treating it like a professional football team, then we need to do away with the education side
Well,
of it.
listen. So
And just treat them like
what's Miami's quarterback's name?
Carson Beck.
Carson Beck.
He got a 6 year
when
too.
he was there when Bryce Young.
This is his 6th year. I just want everybody to know that.
Yeah.
When he started at at Georgia or wherever, when he was a freshman, his wide receiver was 11 years old,
That's wild.
Yeah.
and so he's. I mean, there's
He didn't
there's
start it.
quarterbacks.
He was at freaking
He
Georgia
won
for
2
4
national
years.
championships at Georgia before he came to Miami.
There's quarterbacks.
No, he didn't win one.
He won 2.
He won 2.
Who, Carson Beck?
Yeah.
No, Carson Beck didn't win one. That was the boy from
He
before
won-
him, the guy, the walk-on guy.
He won 2.
No, not Carson Beck ain't won one yet. That's why he was crying on the sideline when Chambliss was about to score on his butt with 1
Look
second
it up,
left.
Craig.
Look it up.
He's had 2.
No, that was what was that kid's name? Georgia's quarterback. That was the walk-on. That wasn't never really good, but he was just a baller.
Craig's going to prove you wrong.
That was who won the 2 because they went back to back with him.
I appreciate
I promise.
you can't promise. No.
Kirby is the only coach to win a back-to-back national title.
Carson Beck has won 2 college football national championships as a backup quarterback for the University of Georgia in 21 and 22.
There you go.
But he lost the opportunity to win a 3rd as a starter after his injury into 24. So he's won 2.
Yeah, but he wasn't a
He
starter.
wasn't a starter.
Yeah. But that, I mean, all right, here's my thing on Trinidad Chambliss, and then I'm going to give my spell on the game, and then we'll be done.
Stetson Bennett.
Trinidad Chambliss, here's my thing. I'm not going to be an Ole Miss homer. I don't think anybody should be getting more years. However, you open that floodgate. Pavia didn't have a reason to get a 6 year. Carson Beck didn't have a good reason to get a 6 year. They're going to give old boy from Tennessee a 6 year. They've given a ton of people a 6
They're going to
year.
give Trinidad a 6 year because
Well, he's going to get it no matter what.
NCAA loses every.
Yeah, they've already filed suit.
Well, they're going to file suit in the state of Mississippi.
They filed
which
yesterday.
It'll be in a Mississippi court.
And what they're going to do is get an injunction, which really means it's going to go. They're going to get an injunction for it not to be applied to him. While the case is being settled, they're going to drag it out during the 2026 season. It's never going to be resolved, but he's going to play.
I mean, you've got NFL quarterbacks that are
And I do think
in
that
playoffs right now that are 2-3 years younger than Carson.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing with him. Is there is nobody technically in the draft except like 2 quarterbacks.
Plus, he looks like a meth dealer.
Man, what did I say the other day? I said he looks like he grew up in a trailer park with wolf T-shirts.
Who's that?
Carson Beck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ugly as
I mean,
sin.
he looks like he knows how to shake that bottle we was talking about.
Well, it's been a-
until they fix the NIL deal to where they've got some teeth to it, to where if you're giving a guy money, get him under a contract. Hey, you're here for 3 years.
I agree with that.
Instead of giving him a pocket load of money and just letting him bolt the next season.
However, if you're going to grant all of those other people, it does seem like maybe the end. Because it was, I mean, come on, think about the timing. If Fat Boy would have won the other night and was playing in a national championship in 7 days, would they have denied his waiver?
When you have a team, you look at somebody. Who was it I was telling you about? I told
They
you
waited
about
until the very next day.
Iowa State, and we may have done talked about this on the one, but Iowa State had 16 people left on their roster.
That's insane.
Due to you're gonna have people that graduate, graduating seniors.
Transfer
But
player.
after graduation and the people hitting the portal, they had 16 people on their football team.
Which, by the way, Lane Kiffin, there's you one of those. I'll cut this part out. You didn't get nobody. So
I don't know. He got somebody.
he got Winston Watson.
He's got the number one.
Yeah, he got Sam Levitt. But
He's got the number one transfer portal in the SEC.
he was trying real hard to get every single starter off of Ole Miss's roster, and I mean real freaking hard. Threw a fit about it, actually, several times. Threw a massive fit when Keywan Lacey said, "I'm coming back to Ole Miss, best running back in the country."
Well, we had a good podcast today, folks.
But
It's 152. It's
I'm
210.
getting off. Anyway, I'm just going to say this.
210.
It was surprisingly not as heartbreaking as I thought it would be. I thought that I did get choked up a little bit. Honestly, I got choked up before the game ended because I thought we were about to win. And Molly called me when we scored that last touchdown and said...
When you say choked up, you was going to cry over a football game?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was.
Really?
Oh, yeah. If we would have won, I promise you I'd have been crying.
He's a different caliber, Craig.
If we would have won, I'd have cried. I got choked up thinking we might win.
Yeah, that's a good time to end this. All right, folks.
Now,
we've enjoyed
what I'm going to say is
and
Molly calls me right after they score and is like convinced Ole Miss has won. And I'm like, get off the phone with me. Because she would not, I told, you wasn't here the other day when I said this. She
Will's
would not.
segment is brought to you by Vagisil today.
She would not let me go to our Sunday school watch party. Like, she showed up to Sunday school last Sunday before me just to tell the Sunday school class, because they sent out a group text saying they were going to have a watch party for the Ole Miss game, Miami game. She showed up and told them I wasn't allowed to come. I mean, Smooth told them I wasn't going to be there.
I told you.
And they went without me.
I told you I didn't want to watch it with you.
I watched it all. Yeah, he wouldn't watch it with me. I gave him my sob story. I was like, I guess I'm going to watch this alone.
I wasn't finna cuss a grown. I
he
didn't
said-
want to have to cuss a grown man for crying in my living room.
And he said, you ain't watching it with me.
I don't care.
Oh,
Well,
But
folks,
anyway.
it was a good.
it wasn't that heartbreaking. It sucked. I'll be honest with you. That was pass interference. Had that boy had one more play.
It don't matter. You got beat.
Come on.
We got beat the whole. You got
I
dominated the
agree.
whole game.
We
So
got
it-
dominated.
that-
I mean dominated.
You can't take
Yeah,
that.
I don't know. The only stat I seen which showed showed pretty much the whole game was Miami had the ball like 43 or 44 minutes.
I did not give Miami their due.
I'm honestly
I thought we were
surprised
going to
at
beat
the
the
defense. They had. I mean,
It was bad.
they had to be worn out.
Oh yeah, they were worn out. I mean, I think the snap count was 95 to like 65 plays. You do realize Ole Miss runs like 85 plays a game. In the at the end of the first quarter, we had ran 8. Now, in all fairness, what ended up happening, I was texting him, and they were playing very arrogant. They were bringing all 7 men in the box every play. And I text him, I said, live by the sword, you're going to die by the sword, because you keep bringing everybody like that, they going to figure something out. And they did. It was just $1 short, a day late. I'm getting done. I'm done. All right.
I'm done.
Well, look.
Grandpa's on the. You
First of
missed
all,
it about 10 times.
I'm probably going to start putting this part at the beginning of the show. Like, I should have been doing it not like a retard like I have been at the end. However, today's show is brought to you by Brooks Custom Application. They are a sponsor for the show. That is obviously us, but I ain't done this in a minute.
We'll start from here on out. Also, at least to the Gin Show. We will be at the Gin Show February 27th and 28th? I'll double check those dates and we'll get those dates out there. We'll be at the Gin Show.
And if I can
if anybody comes up,
convince him
come by and see us.
to do a live podcast while we're there, that would be super simple. All we'd have to do is take.
I don't know about the live podcast there, but hey, we'll be there.
Oh, we could podcast while we're there. Anyway.
27th and 28th, I think is the date, but we'll double check and make sure on that one.
27th and 28th.
Of February.
I don't need nobody sitting there watching me eat my Corky's barbecue
Dry nacho.
bologna sandwich.
Yeah.
All right.
I was thinking, sorry. All right. Anyway, show's brought to you by Brooks Custom Application. If you are a farmer out there, and by the way, if you're seeing this, we have released and dropped the drones at this point. Is that official? Like, is everything certified before I say this?
You can drop it, but we ain't done no official work yet.
Well, that's why drones are going to be up and running this spring and in the very, very near future. So if you are anybody who has any job, big or small, that maybe a ground rig can't get to, or if your food plots, anything like that a drone can spray on, that maybe other things can't get to, keep that in mind. We will keep everybody updated when that is official. But for everybody else, if you're a farmer, have any application needs, the spring is coming. It will be here before you know it. So make sure you go ahead and book that today. And if you are a farmer who is not a current customer, we'd love to have you. So give us a call. I know we can save you time, and I bet we can save you money. We out.